Hello, welcome Yamshid. This is Yamshid Farhat, who's a data scientist for grid analytics at BKW. Welcome to this discussion, Yamshid. Great to have you here. Thanks for agreeing to talk to us today.
Thank you very much for inviting me.
Okay, so Yamshid, tell us a little bit about the project that you're currently working on at BKW and what the drivers for the project have been.
So at the moment, I am working on different projects where I am leading some of them, or I'm involved as a data science and AI expert.
Mm-hmm.
And these projects are trying to explore and analyze cutting-edge capabilities of AI technologies.
Right.
I can go a bit more on details. And for example, one of them is trying to explore if through picture recognition and classification for the identification of defects on power grids infrastructure,
Mm-hmm.
if we are really capable of use this type of technology to totally automatize one process that requires so much effort from our
Right.
experts.
Yeah.
On the other side, there's another project that we are aiming to use AI text recognition capabilities in order to read some of the many documents that we have collected for the last 100 years
Mm-hmm.
in order to classify and extract important information
Mm-hmm.
from there for our network.
Yeah.
And at the same time, we are trying also to build new models through AI and machine learning in order to a better analysis of the network state for a more efficient network planning and operation of the network.
Right. Okay. Sounds interesting.
So thank you very much. And if I focus more on the drivers for launching these projects, are in one side, of course, clearly to analyze and evaluate the potential of these new cutting edge technologies.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, to evaluate and to confirm the potential business case that could be achieved
Mm-hmm.
using these new technologies. Because for us, it's clear that if we could efficiently integrate these technologies into our daily processes and business, we could really profit from them, work much more efficiently, and of course, save a lot of required investment
Yeah.
for us as a company, but of course, for the end customers that use our electricity.
Right. Okay. And what sort of efficiencies are you aiming at right now? Do you have numbers in mind?
So we are trying to evaluate the numbers because it's probably the hardest thing to define.
Yeah.
On one hand, the potential is really big. So we are talking to about processes that require more than millions every year
Mhm.
in order to process all the required information. But on the other hand, we are talking about a lot of exceptions, a lot of additional requirements that we need to analyze,
Mhm.
and some of the restrictions that maybe could put in danger the whole business case.
Right.
So we really need to analyze and better understand the potential of
Okay.
these
So there's more
technologies.
work to be done on that area for the time.
Exactly, that's
Yeah.
correct.
Okay. What's been the biggest challenge with these projects so far?
So indeed, there are several challenges that we need to consider before launching these innovative AI projects.
Yeah.
Because first of all, we had to accept and respect the company culture and to involve all the required stakeholders. Of course, in our department, digital solutions for the distribution network, we are working together with really young, innovative, proactive people,
Yeah.
but we need to understand and to accept that it's not enough that we believe that something is right or that we can work on something. We really need to involve everyone on this,
Mhm.
because without the support of every single stakeholder, we won't be capable of launching these projects, or even worse,
Mhm.
the project won't succeed because the developed solution won't be used on a daily basis, and this is really important for us.
Right.
Yeah, therefore, it's really important to understand that we require the support of the experts that work on the daily processes, even the processes that we are willing to modify, to reshape, or completely automatize,
Mhm.
because this is a journey and we are really trying to push for something without we cannot push for something without waiting for the rest of experts on it. We
Yeah.
really need to include them or we will fail.
Yeah.
And of course, on the other hand, to prepare a project, it's clear for us that it could take even more time to prepare a project proposal and to be ready to start a project that even the project itself. But that is not always wrong. That's
Mhm.
something that we need to accept. And truly understand all the risks, all the requirements and restrictions that a project require.
Right. Okay. It sounds like the human factors side of it has
Exactly.
represented significant challenges. So, what lessons have you learnt about that that other utilities might be able to benefit from going forward?
For me personally, the most important lesson that I have learned is that being right is not enough. It's never enough on our sector.
Yeah.
You should accept that first of all and never
Yeah.
try to convince the rest and make a negotiation or a meeting based on trying to convince the rest of the stakeholders that you are right and
Right.
they are wrong. That
Okay.
that never works.
Hmm.
And what is important also, I believe, that personally is as a personal career path is important to accept and to understand what you are willing to achieve.
Yeah.
Personally, after when I start working on smart grid and innovation, my first goal was to develop new cutting edge technologies or working in projects that we develop new cutting edge technologies. But with the time, I start to reshape this idea into that what it's important is to develop something that generates a value and that will be used in a daily basis.
Right.
And I believe that there is a big difference between the two concepts, and it's important to accept which one you are willing to achieve. If you are trying to achieve the first one, probably you should aim more onto research together with universities and technology industries. And if you are facing or you are willing to reach the second one, it is good to work with a utility environment and then try to involve the most of the stakeholders in order to achieve that.
Right. Okay. Well, we wish you the very best of luck with these projects. Sound really
Thank you
interesting.
very much.
Particularly that some AI and ML is so central to the activities. I think that's really leading edge, and it'll be a great example for other utilities to hear about. And of course, you'll be speaking at one or two of our conferences in the autumn this year, so we look forward to hearing those.
Thank you
Um,
very much.
just in terms of you, Yamshid, interested to know a bit more about your background and what drives you. Who would you say has inspired you the most in your career so far?
Yeah, so if I talk about my personal life, of course, as a topic, I would say that my mother is the person that most inspired me. Basically, because she started to work when she was 14 years old, and
Wow.
she gave up her law career in order to provide to her family.
Mhm.
Therefore, thinking about her, it helps me to remain positive and not complain too much when
Okay.
I feel something is not going well, because I'm really fortunate that I'm doing really what I love to do, and
Yeah.
I can really use my time and dedication with something that I really love for.
Okay.
If I talk more about specific or energy sector,
Yeah.
there are so many persons that so many people that really inspire me, especially the people who truly dedicate to inspire the rest and share their vision and
Mhm.
don't they don't mind to spend so much time discussing and talking with other people in order to exchange ideas
Right. Yeah.
and visions. Personally, I find I would like to mention Martin Volliger, a
Hmm.
former head of BKW Technology Center
Hmm.
and an electric vehicles startup founder,
Right.
that he has used really so much of his time in order to inspire and to share his vision about moving forward to a more sustainable world with solar energy and electric vehicles. And I find him really a really inspirational person, and I have learned a lot and was a privilege working together with him.
Wonderful. It sounds like a combination of the work ethic that your mother demonstrated and the vision that your ex-colleague has demonstrated is what's driving you.
Yeah, thank you very much. I believe so as well.
Excellent. And so outside of the smart grid, Yamshid, what's your passion? What do you like to do at the weekend? How do you let your hair down, relax and have fun?
So yeah, outside the smart grid, my passion probably I would say is to travel and know new cultures and people,
Okay, yeah.
especially as a half Catalan Spanish and half Iranian,
Uh-huh.
living in Switzerland, married with a wonderful Korean wife.
Wow.
So there is a lot of mix there, and I really love that. And
Yeah, that's
especially
cool. Yeah.
when it goes to food culture, it's something that I believe that nothing talks better than a culture that food itself.
Yeah.
So I really love to learn more about the food cultures of so many different regions and places.
Yeah.
And I try to earn and dedicate that to myself to improve my food skills.
Yes. yeah. And so you're very well practiced in the kitchen, are you?
I try to, yeah. I enjoy that. At least I enjoy that, yeah.
Excellent, excellent. And do you have some kids?
No, at the
Not
moment,
as yet.
we
But
don't have kids yet.
your kids are going to be born into a very diverse environment, which is fantastic. That's the future, basically.
On the other hand, they would have to learn so many different languages, but I hope that's positive and not negative.
Yes, they're going to be geniuses.
I hope so.
All right, great to catch up with you, Yamshid. Thank you so much for your time, and we look forward to seeing you at the event
so
in the autumn. Thank you so much.
It was great to talk
Have a
with
good
you.
day. And
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you very much.